Hi guys, welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, December 8th, 2015. This is Jennifer and this is Marie. So I have been super busy working on the events that start in January, my favorite things, and I want to believe an X-Files quilt along. So I'm super excited about those things, but again, I can't share that because that's stuff for 2016. But what I can share is I received my final postcards, and Vicky has now received all of her postcards. So I'm going to show you what I received, and I'm going to insert a little video that I did several weeks ago of the postcards that I made. Hey guys, I am going to be mailing my postcards in the next day or two, and I wanted to show you what they look like before I sent them off in the mail. The theme of the Talk to Me Tuesday postcard swap is where I live. So it's like your city, your town, your state, etc. So I live in Austin, so I decided to focus on the shape of Texas, which is pretty much universally recognizable because it's a pretty funky shape. And I cut these little letters out of selvage to say Austin, because Austin's pretty much smack dab in the middle. So I actually sewed this onto a piece of heavy duty interfacing, and on the back of this I sewed a piece of poster board. I actually had some poster board and I just cut it into 4x6 pieces and I stitched the whole thing, it's stitched together. And I used, actually used some Elmer's glue stick to stick this fabric, it's my kitten running by, to stick this fabric to the interfacing so that I could keep it still while I was stitching the whole thing together. And then here I used monofilament thread all the way around the Texas and on the Austin in order to just stitch that all in place so that it'll stay put when I put it in the mail. So I just need to finish filling this out and I will get these in the mail. So those were my postcards, and now I'm going to show you the postcards that I received. I actually received, I think I was supposed to receive 5 total, but I received more than that because Rainey had such a good time. She sent multiple postcards, which is really fun. So the first one I want to show you was made by Wendy. So this is Quilt Crazy. So this is the sweet little postcard that she made. This card represents her current home, which I think is super cool, and I love the little stamp on here, which is really, really sweet. So that one was from Wendy. These 3 came from Rainey, so I feel really special that I got 3. So this one, these are her last scraps from the Sweet as Honey line from a designer from North Carolina, which is where she's from. This one is the state insect, which is the European honeybee. The Blue Ridge Mountains, and this one is my favorite of the 3 that she sent me. This one is just beautiful. I love this one, Rainey. And the next one is from Susan, or Susie Quilts. And this is the Winston-Salem coffee pot, which is perfect for me because I can't think of anything I'd like to see more or possibly partake of than a giant coffee pot. Maybe an epic fabric store. Coffee and fabric are 2 of my favorite things. This one is from Snowy44, and she's from New York, so she did some icons from her state, which is really, really fun. So we have where she is in New York, and then we have the Big Apple, Thomas Edison, and it says here, the Electric City. So this was really fun. And then Vicky's came. I actually got Snowy's and Vicky's on the same day. So Vicky's came and she said that she decided to do embroidery from some British authors. And I actually got a little teared up because the one she sent me is The Hobbit. And The Hobbit is in my all-time favorite book list. Not only do I love The Hobbit, but I have a bathroom that's entirely themed after The Hobbit, and I've done, as you guys know, organized the There and Back Again Hobbit quilt along several years ago on Phantom and Stitches. Just giant Hobbit fan. So these were all beautiful postcards, and I'm actually thinking about redecorating my sewing room a little bit, and what I want to do is I'm going to probably copycat Crystal and put a little clothesline and then clip my postcards on it so that I can look at them all the time. The only other thing I have to show you guys is some fabric that I purchased. I'm a fat quarter shopper because of all the paper piecing. I really wanted some more solids, and I love Moda fabric in general. Like their marble fabric is one of my favorite lines of all time. And that is right up there neck and neck with Stonehenge, which is a Northcott fabric, my other favorite fabric line of all time. So I bought some Moda solids, and these are what I purchased. I actually got the end of bolt on this, and the rest are fat quarters, and they're just a variety of colors. And these are most likely going to show up in my favorite things during the course of the year. I have lots of sewing left to do on that. Very excited about it, and hopefully these beautiful bright fabrics will come into play in that project during the course of the year. Just a quick reminder for you guys that tomorrow is the final post for the smartphone quilt along on fandomandstitches.com. The entire event was designed by Jennifer Rolls, and the remaining patterns and the quilt layouts, and she's got, I believe there are 4 or 5. It's been a week since I looked at the post, but there are multiple quilt layouts for different sizes of phones. There's even a tablet layout. Make sure you check that out tomorrow because it's going to be fantastic. If during the course of the smartphone quilt along, your favorite app did not come up as a pattern and you're working on this, or you just want to create this as a pattern for yourself to share with Fandom and Stitches, we are having a design invitational, which will post next week. All those designs have to be in by Monday. There's a link in tomorrow's post to all the rules for that, so make sure you check that out. And one of the designers will win this coffee mug, this exact one. I will be mailing it to you myself. It will be a drawing, so it'll be just a random drawing for one of the designers, so it's not a contest, it's just a participation thing. So I would love to see you check out all the smartphone quilt along patterns. If there's something missing that you think you need to have in your smartphone quilt or that someone else might like to have in theirs, definitely go ahead and submit. I designed 2 patterns myself, and the very fantastic Vanda, our own Vanda from Talk to Me Tuesday, she tested them for me, and so those will be up. I am not obviously eligible to win because I'm not going to give myself a prize, but I just wanted to participate so that I could share some patterns. I designed 2 of my favorite apps that are things that I use all the time, so you'll get to see those Wednesday the 16th, Wednesday the 16th. So that will be the design invitational for the smartphone quilt along, so make sure you guys check that out. So the very last thing I have for you is not a show and tell, but a tell. I am a guest on this week's American Patchwork and Quilting Quilt Radio podcast with Pat Sloan. It's a very long title. You can get that for free on iTunes, and I have to tell you that I was really nervous during the interview because I was talking to Pat Sloan on the phone, and that's not a thing that happens in my world every day. So I was really excited, very nervous, very, very nervous. But I did manage to, I think, answer questions coherently, and I did talk about the Project of Doom. I did talk about Fandom and Stitches and So Hooked. I talked about Talk to Me Tuesday, and I talked about the Linus Connection, all of those things, at least a tiny bit. And you guys definitely are invited to go listen to that. I haven't decided if I'm going to listen to it or not, just because I was so nervous the day of that it took me like 20 minutes to stop shaking after I got off the phone. I was super duper starstruck. So apparently I'm fine in front of the camera talking to my YouTube friends and my Talk to Me Tuesday friends on LiveJournal, but put me on the phone with a big name quilter and I just like, but anyway, so that is a thing, and if you want to listen to it, like I said, it's free on iTunes. I will go ahead and put a link to her website in the description, because usually there's an update there so that you know that you can keep track of her podcast and things like that. But also you can subscribe on iTunes. It's completely free, and she does interview a number of different quilt people every week. The podcast drops every Monday, and all the interviews are about 10 minutes long, so it's really fun to listen to. I've learned a lot from other quilters listening to it, so if you just want something in your ears when you're sewing or something like that, I always find that podcasts are a really good option for that. So that's it. I hope it's not too embarrassing, the interview I mean, because I was really super nervous. But you guys definitely check that out, and let me know. Let me know how I did. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Tell me if I just completely botched it or if I did okay. And I am going to go back to getting all my Tuesday stuff done. I'm going to pet my kitty who's making a whole lot of noise on the floor, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.